You reading it first before you read it out loud? Or can you understand the question?
Oh, yeah, okay. How do you maneuver through friendship hurt? Ooh, that's good. Tough, but good.
Oh, wait. No, go ahead.
Let me start over.
No. You're fine. Your just orange purse was just distracting me. I was checking it out. I was just like, oh, excuse me.
I buy a purse. So I've had a few friendship hurts, and for me, in the beginning of my life, when I did have like bad friendships, because I'm a super loyal friend, I would always try to mend the situation, see if even if it wasn't my fault, I would be like apologetic, try to have a conversation of what happened and why it happened this way and why it happened that way. But that was my younger part. Well, part of me kind of was like, oh, well, if you're my friend, you're my friend. If you're not, you're not. I didn't care. And then for the ones that I truly cared about, I would always try to figure out a way to mend it no matter what. And sometimes it worked and the friendships healed for the better, and then sometimes it was just like, if something was taken away from you that truly mattered, there's a reason. Like, if God's taking this out of your life, there's a reason. And sometimes I would stay in a friendship when all it was doing was hurting me instead of benefiting me.
Staying in it
because, you know, sometimes if you don't have a lot of friends and then you lose a friend that's really close to you, just be like, well,
yeah.
I had one friend, our kids were the same age, and our kids grew up together. And so we spent like all of our time, weekends, holidays, just days throughout the life. If one of us having a bad day, well, let's go shopping. I don't have any money. Well, I have money this time, and then you have money next time. And so, and one day, we weren't friends no more. And I tried, and I was just like, you know what? You gotta live your life. I gotta live mine. So then I got different friendships, and developing throughout those, a place within me just said, think about it. Like, if God's taking this out of your life, there's a reason. If that friendship is not working out, no matter what you do, there's a reason. And you have to figure out, well, sometimes you outgrow people. And even though it hurts, you have to know that you're still good enough for yourself. And you gotta learn how to be your own friend.
Yeah. Agreed.
And that was a hard part for me, that I had to learn how to be my own friend. And then now I just be like, I don't like people anyways.
Don't end on that.
No. I know.
That was good, though. I know you just playing. Anybody else?
Well, for me, I like to talk through it. So, like, you know, my best friend, William. Like, so me and him been friends for about maybe 23 plus years, ever since I was like 8. And one of the things that he taught me is true friendship. And that means if you feel some type of way, you're able to express it, and they're able to receive it, and they're able to apologize for making you feel like that. So that's basically how I get through, like, heartache and stuff like that. Is like, if he does something wrong, I'm gonna let you know right then and there, I didn't appreciate it, and this is how I felt. And guarantee you, it's not all the time that it's gonna happen like that. Like, y'all could talk through it, and he's just like, or she's just like, okay, I'm sorry. It's gonna take some time, but because of the bond that you share, y'all always gonna come back and be able to mend that. And so for me, whenever I get hurt or something like that, I always talk through it. Always. And if you're my true friend, you'll receive it. And if you don't receive it, then I need to let you go. It's just simple like that.
Anybody?
I think I'm
I
kind
was feeling something over here.
I'm just thinking about me. I'm kind of
Right.
I love her though. But this is being recorded, so.
No names, please.
So I kind of feel like you. You know, in the beginning, I was very loyal. I was always the one that's trying to fix it, and I just got to a point to where I was tired of people. You know, I was tired of being the one that was always hurt. I was tired of being the one that always fixed it. And then I kind of went through a mean phase, you know, where I just didn't want to deal. You know, if you made me mad, that's it. I just cut you off. I don't, you know, I don't need you. I used to say, you know, as long as I have my kids, I'm good. You know, my kids, and then my family is really close too. But now the friends that I do have, the going through that has brought me to a place where the friends that I have in my life that I call friends are my friends. So we can talk through it, even when talking isn't enough. But yeah, we can talk through it, and we kind of, it's more of a sisterhood or a brotherhood, depending on, you know, their gender. But I don't know. I think that friends are so rare, and it's crazy because, like, I look at my kids, especially my daughter. My son is 22, and he has like 2 friends that he's like friends with. But my daughter, and I don't know if it's just because of her age, like, kids now are so up and down. You know, they're just kind of up and down. I was talking to my best friend about it too, because her daughter is really sweet, really nice, and she'll have a friend that's a friend really, you know, for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden they just turn, you know. So I don't know.
I think it could be youth too, because I think about too, growing up, when you said that, you know, as soon as you meet somebody and it was fun or whatever, that's my friend, you know, because it was great. You just met them in gym class or whatever, you know, and it was cool. We had a great conversation or whatever. But I remember, I guess I used to think my mother was kind of being mean when she said that, maybe. She was like, everybody's not your friend. Everybody's not your friend or whatever. But I didn't, you know, as a kid, you're not realizing the lesson, I guess, is being taught in that. You're just thinking, why are you being mean and saying that everybody's not my friend? You know, but you get it as you get older. Yeah.
Because I have a friendship, and it still bothers me sometimes that we're not friends, but her and I were friends for over 20 years, and it just got to the point to where I'm like, enough is enough. You know, I'm like, she was clingy, and I have other friends like this too, but this friend was different. Just kind of clingy and needy, and you know, it was all about her. I remember when I went through my divorce, and you know, you call your friend, and so I would call her, and I'm venting, and you know, she'd have something to come back and say that was not so nice. You know, I'm like, well, wait a minute, you're supposed to be my friend. You know, so I kind of gave her some space for 6 months, and then we talked about it, and she apologized and things of that nature. But then she did it again. Actually, we just stopped being friends a couple of years ago, because when I was getting married, her issue was that she found out my wedding plans or the date through the invite, and I didn't tell her. And so when I explained it to her, I said, okay, I completely get that you would be hurt, because we talk all the time. I said, but everybody found out this way, because we had a non-traditional type, you know. And she just could not get over that. Like, I guess she called herself putting me on timeout for 2 weeks. She didn't want to talk. I mean, really, she was like, my feelings are hurt. And in the beginning, I did the talking thing. And I told her, I said, I understand, you know, I apologize. I said, but my mom and dad found out the exact same way. It was like, it was put out there, and then I made phone calls. You know, and she just made it so much about her. And I think that was like a wake-up call for me. I'm like, for one, it's not about you. It's my wedding. And if I told you,
I guess especially with the part you saying that you told your mom and
like,
dad found out.
My dad found out like that, and we made phone calls after it was initially. And so I told her, I said, well, let me tell you, it's not about you. And then you call yourself putting me on timeout for 2 weeks. I was done, and it hurt, because she was a friend. You know, we always had each other's back, but it just, I don't know. Yeah, people are crazy. I don't really like people.
Y'all be ending on some stuff. Y'all be ending on some stuff.
But you know, and she said just kidding. I'm not gonna say just kidding, because because I think life has just kind of brought me to that. If I'm cool with you, I'm cool with you. If I don't like you, you're gonna know. I'm not gonna try to be fake and phony about it. It kind of is what it is, you know. And some people call me mean, and I'm just like, I guess now I'm more guarded with me and my time and my energy. You know, so it's
that's a good point.
You don't get a lot of chances anymore. You know, that was the old me. So if that makes me mean, and
life is too short nowadays.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, as we know, we've been hearing about people funerals and stuff. So that part is real. Anybody else?
Okay. Question again, Tia.
How do you maneuver through friendship hurt? How do you maneuver through friendship hurt?
So, I never had a whole lot of friendship hurt growing up. I actually just recently just starting to deal with this in the last year. And so, as an adult me, I really wish I would have went through this as a teenager or younger. Because for me, as an adult woman, I'm very strategic in my friends, how I pick them. And once my friends, they become family for me. Because family, you can't pick. Friends, you can. So right now, I am toggling with how to reapproach a situation that really broke me down for a friendship that was 20 plus years. And you know how sometimes people say you don't see it coming, it was a snowball effect. I never saw it coming, but I guess if I wouldn't have been so up in my own ass, per se, I probably could have seen it coming, because everybody else at the time when the situation happened said we saw it. So I started writing a letter because it was too emotional for me
to talk about,
to talk to these three individuals about it, because I probably would lay hands on them, because that's how hurt that I am, because I am loyal to a fault, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. If we haven't talked in, I'll just say 3 years, right? Because of life happens. Or not talk like we normally would talk. Life happens.
Sure.
But I'm still loyal to you. No one can ever come in my presence and speak ill of you, because I would have a problem with it. And at that time, I probably would discontinue that relationship with them, because I'm still loyal to you. So, to the question, for me, writing it out would be the best option for me. And then I guess depending on how they receive that information or how they deal with it will determine if it could be mended. I know one of them cannot be mended, because I believe in the girl code, right? It's just certain things as girlfriends you bet not never do.
Right. Right.
And although this letter will be forgiving you, I also want to understand, why would you hurt me that bad when you had several opportunities to come clean?
I think you can forgive people too, but that doesn't mean they have to still be in your circle.
Right. So, as a grown woman.
That's interesting that you said that. I thought you were going to go somewhere else too when you said you wish you had dealt with friendship hurt or whatever when you were a teenager. Because I think, I thought you were going to kind of go, well, I probably would have handled it different or whatever, you know, because as teenagers, we'll say and do something very childish or whatever, you know, whatever.
And I probably would have handled it differently, because it probably would have prepared me for it. So it's like the friends that I do have, we've been friends since we've been teenagers. So it's like those issues, if they were, were never brought to my attention.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? If there was anything, it was never brought to my attention.
Got it.
And I've never brought anything to their attention because as far as I know, we good in the hood. So it's like I would have been able to, how can I say it? It probably would have hurt, but it probably wouldn't have hurt. It was like those friendships was like how I felt when I went through my divorce. So it was, and keep in mind, it was all going through the same time, the divorce, and then shortly after the divorce.
So you just felt like you were losing everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, like, are you serious? Like, are you kidding me? Like, and then I had to step back a little bit because it's like, and I had to remember what one of my great aunts says, everybody is raised differently, right? So what you would do for one friend, they may not do it for you, but that's the test and the weight of the friendship right there. And I'm learning that right now.
Yeah.
Which is, as a grown woman, it's hard to swallow.
That was a good note to end on. All right.